What's up, YouTube? It's the dawn where shit gets real. And today, like each and every day, I'm going to keep it real with you guys. Today, we're going to be talking about the Youde technology Zephyrus, okay? Comes in a little container like this, but I'll show you that in the close-up. But here's the tank right there, okay? You will notice I have like a little red trip-tip adapter in between it. And I'll explain why in the close-up. Okay, let me take a toke. So this bad boy was stuck in my mailbox for almost a week. I couldn't find my key, but it had some good company. It had some, other devices, some juices, so it wasn't lonely in my mailbox. But I was definitely trying to break it out of there. So I finally got it out, and I've had this for a couple weeks now, and figured I'd tell you guys about it. All right, so off the bat, there's a lot of people that just absolutely love this thing. I mean, they love it. It's got a big following, and I can understand why it has a big following. But to me, it has a couple quirks, a couple things I wish it would have done differently. And you know what? Without just keep talking and yipping and yapping, let's just go up close, show you the ins and out of it, and then I'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts on it. So let's just do that right now. Okay, guys, we're up close with this Zephyrus. I can't never say that damn thing. Okay, so right now I'm going to take it apart for you guys, show it to you. I'm not going to go through all the specs. I'll go show you. It does come with different color O-rings. You can use clear, red, or blue. Okay, and it does come with an extra grub nut. It comes with just one pre-made coil, and it comes with one RBA section. Rebuildable deck section, okay? So it does have a little bit of instructions on the back on how to fill it, but I'll get into that in a moment. Let me put this stuff to the side. I know you guys watch the videos just to see the packaging. Okay, so here's the device right here, okay? So right now, this little piece comes off like so. Let me take this apart. Right now, I have the RBA section in here. This is the RBA section, okay? Right now I have some 2 millimeter coils in there, and you can see the RBA section is very, very small. Now, here's a pre-made coil. This is one that is all saturated. Let me pop open a fresh one and show you how they look. I had about a couple packs of these. Let me get one of these out. The packs come in 4 packs. Some of them come in 5. Other brands come in 5 packs. The only ones I could find were 4 packs. Okay, so here's the fresh coil. No juice. 2 dual coil. Lots of cotton, and it also has cottons on the side to absorb the liquid. Okay, so I haven't had a dry hit. With the tank full when using this device. It seems like, it's enough cotton in there to keep enough liquid on standby for when you hit the fire button. So let me put this to the side, put this back in my goodie bag, and let me continue to show you this deck. Okay, so let me screw this back on here. Okay, so let me take this off and show you the deck. Okay, so here's the deck. As you can see, it's very, very small. Okay, so I've seen guys put clapping coils in here, all kind of crazy builds in here. Right now, this is 25 gauge, and it's about 6-7 wraps around a 2 millimeter bit. And I tell you what, it's reading at like 0.28. This doesn't go down to 10. It's just reading 0.2 on here. And it's tight. It's a tight fit. Okay. Now wicking, it's a trick to wick. Either you got it right or you have it wrong. It's just that simple. There's no in between. Either it's going to leak or it's not going to leak when you're filling it. Okay. I've had luck, not leaking, and I had horror stories of it leaking because of my wicking. Now that's a skill thing that, this RBA section, when you're building on this is all skill on your wicking and building skill set. Okay, so it's no fault of the companies. And when you build on this thing, and if it leaks, it's your fault. Okay, so it's a little tricky. I'm not going to go into how I wig it because I may be telling you guys the wrong way. I'm not an expert builder. I am an expert user. Okay, so I will tell you this: with these coils and the other coils that I've built on here, since it's such a small deck, it heats this area up very much. Okay, now the heat does transfer because it's connected to the chimney. That heat transfers right up to your mouth. I mean, directly up to your mouth. They do give you this little heat fin section, I guess, to dissipate the heat. But I tell you what, I've had to put Delrin in between my drip tip to keep the heat out of my mouth. So I usually have it like that, okay? Because the heat that it puts out, it gets this thing really, really, really hot. This material is very thin, so it holds heat like crazy, okay? And okay, well, you could put 100% max VG in here. This heat is going to thin it out and make it wick properly. If you have it wick properly, so it gets hot. Now that is a gripe for me, that how hot it does get with that RBA section. But that could be me because the size wire that I'm using. I guess I could put some 30 gauge in there and it not get hot. But for a device like this, you want a sub-ohm vape, okay? So that is a gripe. The heat transfers up to this thing really quickly, okay? And then another gripe that I have is the threads on this top cap. They're very fine and they're almost crunchy. You can tell when you got like any kind of foreign obstacles up in there, because it gets really crunchy really quick. Okay, now this is the way that you fill it. There is a rubber garment right there, as you can see. You pull a rubber garment off and you stick your needle nose, your dropper, and droppers work fine, needle noses work fine. But I guess I've been spoiled with tanks like the Crown tank. I just pour liquid in there from a bottle. This you're going to need a needle nose, or you're going to need a dropper. Okay, so it's not that bad to fill. I don't like the idea of taking this rubber garment off to fill it, because this thing, you can lose it. Now it does, I forgot to mention, it does come with an extra one, but with this thing, it gets slippery because it's got juice on it. I've dropped it a few times, had to rinse it off. Me personally, I don't particularly care for this little rubber garment thing, but I understand why it's there. I wish it was a better design where you can just screw the top off and fill it. Okay, so that's that. It does come with this like rifled drip tip. I don't know if it's doing anything, but it is sort of like rifled in there. You see those grooves in there. I haven't noticed any difference in or the way the vapor comes out, but it's there. Okay, like I said, I've been putting this Delrin drip tip right on top of it like that to try to help with that heat. Now, to rock it like this with the RBA section in that build, I'm gonna have hot lips. I'm telling you now, it's gonna be hot lips, because this whole section right here becomes very, very warm. Okay, so they do give you this little heat fin section, I guess, to anticipate that. Now on the bottom, it's not a adjustable 510, and it sits, not flush. It's a little protruded out, but I still wouldn't use it on a hybrid. Okay, it does have some little branding on the bottom and a serial number. Okay, so let's go back up top, and I'll give you my final thoughts on this thing. And we're back. So I forgot to tell you about the resistance of the coils. Yep, because I ain't scripted. I don't take notes and all that stuff, so I'm gonna be forgetting stuff. I didn't tell you the dimensions either. It's 22 millimeters. You can find the other height and dimensions online. Okay, I'm not trying to be rude. Sometimes I don't think that's necessary. Sometimes 22 millimeters, in diameter, and that's necessary sometimes, because, if you want stuff to sit flush and stuff, that's necessary. But the height and all that, whatever. Okay, yeah, the coils are 0.3 ohm resistance, and on here it says between, I think it says 20 and 50 watts. Now, the max I take mine is 60. There's other people that take them at 80. You can take yours at 80 if you want, but me personally, it tastes burnt above 60. That's just me. You can take yours higher. Me and the coils that I have and the ones that I bought and that didn't come with this one, I always take them at the max 55, and it's perfect. It's fine. It doesn't. It keeps up. But anything above that, I start getting, burnt tasting hits. Okay. Like I said, the biggest problem with me is the heat with the RBA section, but it comes with an RBA section, so that's a big plus. The other issue is, that garment. I hate fucking rubber garments, as you can tell from the Mutation X version 4. They came with little rubber garments. It's 2015. We shouldn't be having little fucking rubber garments, especially with the fill port. It's not greasy, but it's slippery from the PG and VG. I don't like rubber garments. I like something simple like this. You just take this off, fill it, put that bad boy back on. I got fat fingers. It's like you drop that. It's like you're looking for, a crumb on the fucking ground looking for this little red rubber garment. Now, it does come with two, which is a plus. But after you lose that first one, you're going to be hard pressed not to lose that second one, okay? Yeah, like I said, the heat, the threads on it, on this top cap, they're a little suspect. Now, the material up here, the top cap, is very thin, so it holds the heat like crazy. As you can see, I got this little red, I guess, drip tip, but other drip tips fit in it. I call it a drip tip extender. Now, with the regular coil heads, the heat's not that bad. Only with the RBA section, the heat travels up that chimney into your mouth, and you got hot lips. Let me take a toke. Would I recommend this? Yes, I would recommend this. One, because of the price. The price is, I think it's like $30. $30 comes with the RBA section, so you don't have to keep continuously buying coil heads. You can build your own, especially if you ain't got all that kind of money to be buying them. Now, as far as the prices on the coil heads, it wasn't that bad. Now, it was a 4-pack, mind you. I bought a 4-pack, and I believe I paid like $12 for it. I'll post a link to that company because it was $12. They charged me $2 for shipping, and they used 2-day priority, and they shipped from Texas to DC in like 2 days. So I was really, really impressed with that. I'll post a link to that company. What was I saying about the coils? Oh, it only comes with one pre-made coil. I wish it would have came with two, but it's more or less a one, and then you're on that rebuildable section. Or you got to buy some extra ones. So I suggest you guys, when you buy this, go ahead and buy the extra coils when you buy it. I guess that first coil, it lasted me about a solid week of continuously vaping on it. Yeah, I say about a week. And when it went bad, it went bad. No matter how low I turned it down, it tasted burnt. Okay, let me take a toke. I think one of the wires got like a hot spot in it or something. It just went bad. You don't know when it goes bad. Other than that, I really ain't got too much else to say about it. Oh, the airflow. You think you're getting a lot of airflow like this. I can't tell the difference from when it's halfway closed to when it's all the way open with the pre-made coils in it. Now, with the RBA section, your airflow is really going to depend on your build, because your build can block some of that airflow with how much cotton you use. It's all up to you. I've noticed with one build I had a really good airflow, and another build it was like sucking on a straw. So it all depends on your build with that RBA section. But with the pre-made coils, it's pretty good airflow. It's not the most airflow from a Sub-Ohm tank that I've gotten, but it's about average, okay? So, let me take a toke. That's halfway closed. It was a little difference, okay? But your airflow is all going to depend on how much air is going to allow up to that chimney. And with the pre-made coils, it's kind of crazy looking at it because you really can't see that much of an opening in it. It's like a little opening in the middle, so it's kind of unique in a way. But coils made like that, where the air is going to go through your saturated cotton before it reaches your mouth, it's going to give you much greater flavor than, let's say, a chimney coil. There are some chimney coils out there that great flavor. Here's one of them, for example. This Crown, great flavor in this. Now with this Crown, the 2.5 coils are the best ones in my opinion. The 0.5s are so-so. The 1 points, I give them away, throw them away. I don't use the 1 point anythings. 2.5s is the way to go in this one. Now, as far as I know, they only have one resistance of the pre-made coils. I think I did hear of some temperature coils coming out for this. It may be already out. I may be behind the ball on that one. But as far as I know, they only have this 0.3 ohm pre-made coils. Like, they don't have like a 0.5. I think they advertise something else, but as far as I can find, it's only the 0.3 ohms that I can find. Okay, so that's about it. I can't think of nothing else to say. It's a great tank. Would I recommend it? Yes. Anything with an RBA section when you can build your own coils, it's a plus. I wish it would have came with more, but it didn't. So let me take a tote and wrap this up. I know this is juice week. I had to take a break from the juice. I got a lot more juice to talk about, a lot more. So if you sent me some juice and I haven't talked about it yet, it's coming. So if you know somebody that's on the stinkies and you think they've expressed to you that they want to stop and you got some old equipment, give them your old equipment. Explain the battery safety. Tighten up the airflow. Give them some of your higher nick juice and tell them to check back with you in a week. In a week or so, if they like it, explain to them or show them where they can get their own. Try to convince them to get a 20, 30, maybe 50 watt device. Something that they can grow into. Don't tell them to go get a pen because I'm sure you didn't give them a pen. They're going to expect something similar to what you've given them. So give them something that they can grow into. So like I always say, thank you so much for watching. And if you can, pay it forward.